Hey guys, it's Algernon,
And it's me, Nona.
and welcome to our talk show.
Yes,
So
welcome back.
today for episode 10, we're going to talk about confidence.
Absolutely. So we're going to be kicking off with a couple questions, and I want Algernon to go first, if he doesn't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you, what is your definition of confidence? What does it mean to you?
Confidence, what it means to me is that to be very confident in yourself, which means that you're comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. And to whatever that you choose to wear, be happy in your own skin, be happy with what you're wearing.
Absolutely.
Consistently, and knowing who you are.
Yes.
That's like what confidence really truly means to me. What does confidence mean to you?
I think it's about feeling good about yourself regardless of whether you're not exactly feeling yourself or not, but just to be confident in your abilities, your skills, and who you are as a person, and not letting anyone bring you down. So that's what I think about it. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with the next question. What challenges have you faced when it came to, staying confident?
Oh boy. I would say it's more of like kind of like with negative like haters, I would say.
Yeah.
Sometimes like for me, I'd be really confident in myself. I love to work out and I love to eat right, all these things, right? And like when I wear, really nice clothes or whatever, it's always been like a negative, like, oh, you wearing that? That's just too expensive. Why are you wearing that? It's like, ugh, I wish I was you. All these negative things. And, you and I, we grew up in a, real established area. So it's like, it's nothing to us. It's just stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just happy in my own skin. Like, I'm just happy. Like if I'm supposed to be your homeboy or your friend or whatever, why is it okay for you to just be rude to me and I'm not being rude to you at all?
Yeah.
And I'm realizing now, it doesn't matter how old you are, there's always going to be a hater. And even though it is challenging, you still have to keep pushing, keep going forward.
Absolutely.
Because the challenges come every single way. It could be at work, it could be around family reunions, it could be anywhere, even at church. And, at times, I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
It hurt my feelings a lot because it's like, I'm being nice and respectful towards you, not judging you for whatever it is that you do. That's your personal business.
Yeah.
I would like that in return.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of challenges, like when somebody just brings that negative vibe, that's where it becomes a little bit of an issue, like maintaining that confidence, but it's really about how we handle it, right? So in terms of that, how do you exactly handle that? Because, it could be a little hard, especially when it keeps coming at you in terms of that negativity and those responses and all that.
I would say, like, what I'm working on now is to just ignore it best as possible for me.
I think sometimes that's best.
I think it's best because what I'm saying, because sometimes, like, if I clap back, it don't always, work out well.
Yeah, that's true.
So for me personally, what I have to do is just be like, okay, and just walk away. That's like what I have to do, like, now, because plenty of times where I've spoke up before, it just turns into an argument. And I'm just like, I'm really wasting my time at this point. So I'm just going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. Okay. That's like what I'm doing now. That's like my definition, just to just answer like, okay.
Yeah, that's really good.
What about for you?
So the challenges, I'd say when it comes to, I don't know, lately it hasn't been that much of an issue because the thing is with social media, when I used to be more active on social media and like I post and all that stuff, I do get, positive feedback for the most part, but there are going to be those situations, in real life where It could be, I don't know, it could be anywhere. Like, it could be at your work, could be at school or whatnot. But it was only that maybe a couple times where someone was like saying that I was just too, I think, I don't know if it's about being too happy or just so like easygoing, and it's like you need to have boundaries. I think that's a big one. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like I get what they're saying, and it's like not everyone's perfect. And I totally agree that sometimes we overlook our flaws and all that. But the fact that people try to, say it in a negative way, that's what kind of hurts me. If you are not very sincere with how you're saying it, it kind of comes off as like, oh, you're just being kind of rude about it. But if you just genuinely talk to me about like, oh, you can work on this or blah blah blah, like that's a lot better than just trying to make it seem like, oh, like why aren't you this way instead of that way or whatever. And it seems a little pushy, and I really don't like that. So like in terms of how I handle those things or rude, comments or whatever about who I am as a person, I am pretty like quiet about it. I don't want to fight back or say anything back because I don't want to feed into that. Because that never really ends well, and I would never want to cause drama. That's the last thing I want. So yes, I'd be
Exactly.
quiet about it. I might feel a little bit bad, maybe in private, where I'm already at my own house and I'm like thinking about what just happened, like the things that people say. I think about those things, and that's like that time of reflection in your day in which you think about those negative comments and you almost try to not make it affect you, but sometimes you can't help it. But it's just a matter of like, just reassuring yourself that come on, like we are a work in progress, we're doing our best. Not everyone's going to like you, and that's just how it is. I mean, you got to be realistic. And I think the more we pray about that, it actually helps a lot
Yes, it
because
does.
sometimes that negativity, it's just not gonna get you to where you want to go. You know what I mean? So I do my
Yeah,
best to just pray about it really and just ignore those
yeah,
negative. Yeah.
yeah. Because to add on that real quick, it's like it's kind of weird and strange how some people be so worried about what you got going on than themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
now to the point where people keep doing that kind of stuff, they want to break their neck to figure out like how they can just bring you down. They
Yeah.
want to just figure out like it's just something. Let's just make up lies and all kinds of stuff just to bring you down. It's like we all have a life and we have to live it to our fullest and everything. So it's like let people be happy. You know, let me be happy. Let me just do what I want to do. If you did not have that growing up or whatever your
Hmm.
situation is, that is a you problem, not a me problem.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. You know?
And everyone has their own thing in life that they're going through. So that
Yeah.
explains why they are who they are. But then again, it's like we're all kind of working to better ourselves. I mean, that's what I hope. That's what
Right.
we want to do. So it's like, it's very important to just keep reminding yourself that you are doing the best you can and you're trying to be a better version of yourself each and every day. And that's all that matters. And your happiness is what matters as well. I mean, like, we can't please everyone. That's just not how it
Oh yeah,
works, you know?
of course.
So the only thing we can do is really love ourselves and just be confident within ourselves and just maintain that self assurance that we are who we are and that we are the best that we can try to be, even though we may not be perfect, but we do our best to like improve ourselves. And that's what matters.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, moving on. So we're gonna go ahead and skip and say how. Okay, I want to say how do you exactly feel in the moment when people are kind of rude to you? Like just your feeling at that moment, not like after, but like at that moment.
Oh my gosh, that has happened to me too many times in my life. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Yeah.
This happened with me with family and friends.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
In that moment, I'm really angry and
Mm-hmm.
I'm really truly upset because as a family member, it's just stuff that you just don't do. You know, if we're supposed to be blood related family or whatever, or relative, you're supposed to be supportive of your family member. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for a quick example, there's been times like where a lot of my family members have been really rude and disrespectful to me, right?
Yeah.
And with friends as well, people I used to be friends with as well. In the moment, it kind of caught me off guard, and then at the same time, where it starts to become repetitive, and it's to the point where it's like my back is up against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like, how can I get out of this? Like, why do you have to just be? Why are you so focused on me? Don't you got bills to pay or something?
Like a family to worry about as well.
Yeah, and it's like, if we're supposed to be family, aren't we supposed to be cool? Aren't we supposed to be supportive with each other, not just one sided?
Yeah, I don't like the whole one sided thing.
And that's where it came to me, is where it's like, it gets to be like excuses, so many different kind of excuses, and it's just like, you think I'm supposed to be there for you?
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, if I need you too,
Yeah.
And in that moment, it's challenging to me because they don't understand what I'm saying. They're not understanding how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So when that is happening, it's just really, really painful to me.
Yeah, it is painful.
And for me to get out of it, I just choose not to be bothered. That's like what I've learned now. I just choose not to be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I keep telling you, I don't like how you treating me, I don't like how you talking to me, I don't like how you keep being rude and disrespectful to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I keep constantly telling you this, and you still are not understanding what I'm saying for the actions that you're doing to me. I just choose not to be bothered with you. I don't want to be in this space. I don't.
I know. There's just so many other things in our lives that we have to handle, and to have something like that kind of just cause more stress is just, it's too much. And we can only handle so much, Like, we're all trying to balance everything in our lives, and I'm sure people out there understand that we all have to try to find that balance every single day. And sometimes there are going to be circumstances in which it could be disrupted. But it's a matter of just getting back, taking a step back, and just saying, okay, so this is like what I have to do. Even if this is going on right now, like whatever the circumstances, like the show must go on, kind of thing. Like,
exactly,
life moves forward and time waits for no one. So yeah, so we gotta kind of just give ourselves that talk.
Well, how was it for you? Like, in that moment for you? Like,
oh my gosh,
how does it make you feel?
It's crazy because like I'm pretty sensitive of a person, and
really?
I feel like words can really hurt me. I don't know, that's just me, and I wish I could be super like resilient to all that, but I can't help but feel a little hurt like at that moment. And sometimes I feel like, oh man, I just don't want to cry in front of these people because like that's just too much. Like I don't want to be crybaby. But it's just when it's so like hurtful, it's almost like equivalent to like someone stabbing you. I don't know. That's just it's a little deep.
I get that.
But that's why it's like I'm easily affected by that. And so it's hard for me to just kind of like get out of it, but then again I try to like, give myself a good talk, and wow, that says low battery right now. And just pray about it, because I think praying really does make a huge difference.
Sure does.
When it comes to fighting off any negative thoughts or any negative vibes around me. So it has really impacted me in a good way to just like pray about and just like have that moment to do that.
Right.
Just pray that things will get better, and that you pray for the person who is saying those things to you. because maybe they're just having a hard time, or they're just like jealous, or they just had nothing else better to do, but you just kind of like, all you can really do is just pray for them. So
And that jealousy is really truly real, and we have to be honest when it comes to that. You see all these years, kids, fighting and having all these mental health problems and suicidal stuff, all these things,
it's absolutely scary.
and it's very truly scary, and it is repetitive, from a child all the way up to adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
So like when all that stuff keeps going on, it's just like you have to start thinking about other people's feelings.
Yeah.
Because some stuff could just trigger people.
Mm-hmm.
We have to just be honest when we have these conversations. Like some stuff just triggers people, and you don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so when you bring up that, I think the whole mental health thing really does come into play, because like I said, like I could be just super emotional or sensitive about it, but some people take it really seriously.
Yes.
And that could actually bring them to do things or even think like the most evilest things, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's really scary what words can really do to a person, and people don't really realize that, especially at the moment. They don't realize like maybe someone is going through something.
Yeah. And it's really truly sad, and it's like I remember it was like in one of my college classes I was taking, and somebody did a report about suicidal and mental health, and the rates are super duper high, and this only happened like 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad because it's just like something has to change.
Yeah.
People's actions have to change because so many people don't have no one else to talk to. With certain people, when they have mental health issues, they want to talk to somebody, and they don't have that people to talk to. So when you are dealing with that in that moment, you feel scared, you feel alone, you feel all this pressure every day, not just one day, every single day out of the week.
Mm-hmm.
You also want to figure out, okay, am I good enough today? Was I not good enough yesterday? All these
things. I know.
All these things, and it's so repetitive to where it's like, am I even good enough to actually just live?
It's really scary because then they think all these things about themselves, and it becomes so prevalent and just ongoing, and it's almost like a battle within themselves.
Yes,
and what if they're constantly fighting that battle, and you're just constantly just pushing them to even go through more of it? And that's the last thing you want for a person, to give them that push in a bad way to continuously endure this. You know what I mean? So yeah, we gotta just like, sometimes you just gotta realize like, hey, not everyone's gonna be like you. Like you may not have the same thoughts and all that. Everyone has their own thoughts, and everyone handles things differently. But we just gotta realize that there are people out there who are going to take these words to heart, and they think already, badly, especially if you're depressed and you're just not feeling great about yourself. You don't have the confidence and you're struggling with that, let's say. It's really hard.
Because you wanna get to like a safe place. When you talk about very serious situations that's going on in your personal life, you want to be in a safe place where you talk to somebody about this too. Because you can't talk about certain stuff with any and everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand. They don't want to listen. All they care about is themselves.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times they just very, very selfish in a way. And when you are having a serious conversation, you want that other person to understand, or at least receive the information that you actually are saying,
right,
and using it against you, and not making you feel worse than what you're already feeling right now.
Yeah.
And I think what I want, for our platform is actually a really safe place.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to realize, what, you're in a safe place with us. Keep watching our episodes, keep listening to us, because we're here for you.
Yeah.
We're here to inspire people to do better and to be better.
Yeah. We're we're really trying to do. We're not really doing, random topics just for no reason. Like a lot of this has, our own stories, our own thoughts, and things that might be more relatable, especially nowadays. I feel like it's something they need to hear. Our audience needs to hear more of this stuff, not the stuff you'd see, that are going viral on TikTok or on Instagram or whatever. Because it's like, what are you really getting out of that? So we're not trying to do the same thing. We're taking a totally different route, and it's like we're almost doing this as if this is like kind of I don't want to say it's a therapy session, but it's just a more serious like table talk kind of thing. And that's what we want to do, because I know there are probably people out there that do appreciate, topics that are, relatable, and maybe they are feeling a certain way and they want to feel better by, watching something that can actually help them through it. And that's why we always like to give advice in every single video that we make. And speaking of that, let's move on to what advice we want to give in terms of how to, keep our self-confidence and keep that going. So go ahead.
I would say you really, truly have to learn how to be alone. Sometimes you have to learn how to just be by yourself and walk with God.
Yeah, I think faith has a really big one. I'm not saying like everyone has to have the same religion or whatever, but I think it's nice to have that moment to yourself and not just have so many people like kind of influencing your decisions and the way you think, and even like bringing you down or being negative, because then again it's like you got to rethink who you're actually hanging out with, who you decide to put in your circle. But it's very important to start with yourself and know who you are, and to just have that confidence within yourself before you bring other people into your life or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you can't rely on someone to give you that confidence.
Right.
Yes, that should come from within. Absolutely.
Exactly. Right.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna wrap this up. I don't know if there's any other additional things we would like to say. Algie, do you want to say anything?
Just learn how to be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And really, truly stop. Don't keep living your life for someone else. Live your life for you.
Yeah.
And pick and choose who you want to be in your circle.
That's a big one.
Who actually really, truly care about you.
Yeah, and they're not just going to take advantage of you or make you do certain things just for their own benefit. You know what I mean? Because that's very toxic, and that's not going to help you be more secure within yourself. So, yes, I would like to also add that, yes, stay happy and do what you got to do to reach your goals. And we're here for you as well. If you guys ever want to talk to us, we are definitely free to talk to you guys. I mean, we're kind of like a message or text or Snapchat away, so feel free to message us your thoughts. And like, if you want to talk to us about anything, that kind of helps too. I'm sure we can all, use a little bit of a session to just discuss these things and feel a little bit better, afterwards.
Yes.
So yes, but we're gonna wrap this up right here. And as always, we really appreciate you guys. And for those who are still watching, feel free to like, comment, sub for more content like this. And we will be back with more videos. We're still coming up with a couple more ideas. If anyone out there has an idea or two, please do not be shy and just let us know what kind of video ideas you kind of just want to see from us, or even just questions you want to ask us, because we might want to do like a live Q&A anyway. So whatever you guys feel.
Yes, that would totally work. And watch more on the TheNonah&AlgeTalkshow.
All right. And I hope you guys continue to stay positive, stay blessed, and stay tuned for more.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good night.
Have a good one.